Yeah, and we'll. Oh, and what? How you doing, Untitled, my guest?
Hey.
Hello.
Yep. Well, Stalker and Tristan from the
Yep.
Newsstand, and we're going to talk about the how to fix the kind universe because a lot of
Mhm.
things have been going on. We're going to DC, and since the Scram merger happened, that fell through finally. So,
I didn't fall through. It's finally the ball's finally rolling on it.
yep. Oh, I'd like to give a shout out to my good friend Night Tech Pro from
Hmm.
it's buried today, so hi, Betty Natty. It's for
Mm.
you. And
Yep.
I
Awesome.
hope you enjoy the show.
Yep. So yeah, that question about first of all with the Discovery merger, one thing I want to get cleared up in case anyone here is watching gets confused. The news going on, they're just reiterating what they mentioned last year. That it was going to
Yeah.
be a case where they're breaking away, they're going to break away and separate from it, and then the merger would happen, and then they have a controlling stake. Anyone who tries to claim otherwise is ignorant, completely forgot the news from last year.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
basically a restatement of what we already knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I've
as far
seen a
as
couple breaking things saying it was different, but from what I can tell,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
see anything different. I mean, I don't.
I don't either. It's the exact
I
same
don't either.
news.
Yeah. What are you doing for Marvel? Marvel, I made you eventually.
Marvel needs more work than DC currently, especially after Incarnate number 4. Up until Incarnate
Yeah.
number 4, I kept saying like, what are they doing? Now that we see Incarnate number 4, it makes sense of everything.
Yeah, because in card number 4, if you're not at issue 4 already, spoiler, we need to talk about it, but issue 4 is a major revelation that apparently that book got counted all the crisis, meaning
Even though it makes no sense, even though that makes no sense because wasn't Perpetua behind
I was just
everything?
gonna say that. Didn't they
Yeah.
just retcon this with death metal?
Now,
That
here's my
Perpetua
guess.
was behind
Here's my
everything?
guess. I'm thinking the Great Darkness is responsible for Perpetua doing what she did to make her go against the hand.
Yeah,
That's
would
what
make
I'm
sense.
thinking. Yeah, I think she was corrupted from the very beginning by the Great Darkness. So anything she did is an extension of what they wanted.
That makes sense.
Although why Williams kept focusing so much on the Batman who laughs when talking about it? It's like, dude, you're obsessed with the Batman who laughs.
It's the
You
Batman
won't
last.
die.
Awesome.
Why? Won't. The Batman will die.
Well, yeah, we got the Batwoman who laughs.
Yep.
I know, she's awesome.
She is.
Hey, Peter. Oh, we got time on Peter. So which enjoying I need to lose someone to miss. That's okay, man. I understand.
Yeah, but yeah, though, like yeah, Dark Knight's Metal. Yeah, they revealed about Perpetua, but again,
Ooh,
that's my
nice.
theory.
Yeah.
Also, they are Doomsday Clock. I'm confused.
Doomsday Clock means like nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here's
it's
again
nothing
with
else.
Doomsday Clock. They seem to imply they also did stuff with Manhattan. I think that's also implying that they put the little suggestion in his head of what he did. I think that's what they're basically. Williamson is trying to say. This was the puppet master controller having a bunch of other puppet masters doing stuff. And all they just did was either direct control or nudge them, which would also explain, because they said most of these people are puppets. Some of them are extensions like the Gentry, but for the most part, they're puppets.
I love the Gentry. Like,
oh, yeah.
Props to bringing
the
that
literal
back
right hand, the literal right hand of the
hand.
Great Darkness, the one that
The right
shook
hand,
the
the
hand
right
with the light.
The empty hand.
Yep.
Now it is full. Dun dun dun. Or
Yep.
now it is no longer empty.
Yeah.
Yep, now it's
And
full.
now the question is, though, is the hand that we've got introduced to, is that literally the light?
That's a good
Wait,
question.
The light, the hand that we introduced to, the ones that were behind Perpetua and everything, the one that recreated the made the Omniverse in the first place, are they representative of the light?
You mean the quintessence?
Yeah.
No, not the quintessence. The quintessence is just a group of individuals within the multiverse. I'm talking about, okay, you know how when they say the star of the DC universe, it's just a hand?
They shook hands.
Yeah.
No, not the hand. I'm just talking about the hand that comes out of the universe. You know, you always have that hand. Yeah. And we found out that the hand are the ones that were responsible for Perpetua and many like her for seeding the multiverse.
Right.
Yeah, Death Mode explain it in this book or in the tie-ins. I think it in by time.
Yeah, it was. Again, I think this whole thing about Infinite Frontier is the falling action of it. Like the universe thought that this would have been a perfect reset. But I think then Williamson and the others looked at it and realized now was what Morrison left us with the Gentry. It's not.
Yeah, like Corner Peak said, Death Metal should have been a reboot such reset.
Should have.
I think Death Metal was given leave it at 5G, but then 5G went bye bye because the deal got fired.
I don't think they were ready at that time to reset it.
No,
There was too much with Dan DiDio trying to avert the stuff from 5G. Well, I know everybody keeps saying it's happening, but it's really not.
It's not. No. Jeff Johns just confirmed it and on the chalkboard.
Yeah, exactly. I need to do a video about that.
Flashpoint Beyond.
Yeah, I love that. I love the chalkboard. I love whenever Jeff John does the chalkboard.
Same. Like he did the exact same 52 with them.
And Booster Gold. Throughout all Booster Gold, you would always see it. Now, granted, as it went on, it got more and more incorrect. But I think that's because that was a messy time for editorial in general.
It wasn't maintaining editorial. It was a mess, and editorial did not help during that time. And editorial did not help during the 52. And we don't know how that went.
Yeah, right. But still, though, does DC need to be fixed? I'm holding out a wait and see approach on it. Now that we know that the Deaths of the Justice League, it's like I said, it was a story beat, nothing more.
Like it's not the pull your head out. You're like, yeah, what's happening? Like, why am my favorite thing getting destroyed? It's like this. Yes, they're treating this as marketing. Marketing is loving this. Why wouldn't they? Yep.
But it's not done for the sake of we don't know where the hell we're going. No, it's done because they have a story plan. Yep. And the reason now, it also would make sense then why this isn't, they're saying, oh, we're just dropping wars in War World and having it end early. No, it's because it's important for the overarching story, but it's not important to derail what's currently going on.
It's not important to the main story right now in Justice League. Well, Bending technically is a mess. What's beyond right then? Bending technically. Oh, stop.
Wait! I didn't make that last part out. Could you repeat that?
Bendis Justice League is terrible.
Bendis Justice League.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And now we're bringing back the gold lantern. The only thing I would give props to Bendis is that he's still keeping John and Stargirl together, which just tells you he is bi. He is bi. You idiots who keep saying, "Oh, he's technically gay."
Even though technically speaking, that also raise some questions because wait, let me get straight. So in the main Justice League book right now, well, not the current issue, but the side story, Justice League Superheroes, you have John with Sandra in that story. Who, I still think that couple months should force my opinion, but let's see, not gonna that's out of force. But besides that, he basically with Sandra in that book, but his main with Taylor. With this Shane Nakamura, who are still in the building. I need you to land for that. Shane Nakamura.
I don't know now. After the recent issue, it could go either way.
Yeah.
By the way, was Tristan? One point. You keep on saying that the kiss hasn't happened yet. Chronologically, you're right, but for John himself, it has happened because he's in the future for a brief time, and now, for him, it already happened.
I know. I tried to explain it in my video the other day, and I was like, fuck it. It's not important right now.
That's true.
Chronologically, it hasn't happened, but yet in John's life, it has happened. It's happened. Let's just say it's happened.
Yeah, it has happened. He kissed a girl, and you liked it. Yep. Now, of course, the big question is, does Salinger manipulate her just like she might have manipulated everyone to bring in John in the first place just because she was a big fangirl?
Which also is kind of creepy. More like what?
Yeah, that was set up in Bendis' last issue of Legion, and it's like, so you're trying to just dump all of your problems on the thing. Oh, Saturn Girl did it.
What? This is what I don't like. Bendis like videos that he manipulates because that don't make sense.
Pikachu's make a good point. Yeah, basically, this is him continuing his Naomi stuff and the checkmate stuff and the checkmate stuff.
Yeah,
and the checkmate stuff for reviving.
Why does that tell? Given how checkmate ended, it's so clear. Williamson basically is the one who told Bendis, set me up so I could have Talia back in power again, because it is clearly this. There's no way in hell Bendis would have undone everything he did just to set up stuff for Williamson unless he was told to do it.
Yeah, because Ben doesn't give it any continuity. Continuity, yeah, fucking continuity. I know it's John Campbell PS readings.
Oh yeah, no. To be fair, no, he does utilize continuity. He just utilizes it what he wants when he wants it. Because I actually did a painful reread of his run. There's stuff in there that he does utilize that you're like, okay, makes sense. But at the same time, you realize, why is he not focusing on the rest?
Yeah, like Mr.
He picks
I.
and chooses.
Last time I threw out the window.
Like having it be that, Lois is actually a merger of two different Loises. How the fuck would she know that?
How do you know that? Like, no one people know that's a Batman and Wonder Woman.
No, not even them. No one should know because their history restarted after that.
Oh yeah, they get restarted. In the training book, they actually talk about it.
True. So that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah, but I do.
Yeah, like I said, but that aside, if we were to fix DC on some things, one, I hate to say, I know you want me to say this, Tavia, but I think the ship has sailed on restoring John back to being a kid.
Not if they reboot.
Well, they could reboot, but I think there's been too much attention given now.
I think so.
John being a teenager and now being bisexual that they can't. Now again,
there would be a lot of upset.
Yeah,
from the LGBTQ community.
Both parties. There is a way. I say.
Let me make two versions, maybe, and everything, but
problem solved. Like that way, you get killed two with one stone. You can keep your bisexual teen John Kennedy intact, but you can keep my John Kennedy, the real John Kennedy, somewhere as chopped out the stated pod alone. Okay, Mr. Odd is gone. We can't use him anymore because BS, but. Besides, we can still do that, but he's trapped out there alone, and Superman and Imposter John and Damian and White Kid can save him. Problem solved. We get two versions. You get my John Kent and get the other John Kent, and everyone wins. Easy.
But that would make it super awkward for Damian. Like,
yeah, it's two. He would have two Johns, and that would confuse him. I think. I'm more saying have two different worlds. Have there be a world where John is still a kid out there. You have the Omniverse. You can do that. But that make him the main John Kent? Sadly, no. But you can still have a version out there where you can still have stories made. And so far, technically, you have that with the young adult graphic novels.
Well, yeah, that's true. But what did you guys think of that Super Son
special?
book?
I loved it.
It didn't feel like a little more like a eulogy. Almost like, and Tomasi is good. I like Tomasi, but it didn't feel like the super. It felt like, I don't know. There was a couple pot shots in there at Bendis.
Oh, big time. Especially the whole you're a kid. Like, well, for me, 10 years ago was not that long ago. Honey, you're right. We've been bottling it up.
The comments did. Oh, John, I can't believe we missed you after your time.
Yeah, I just keep that so repressed.
We did insane. Even Tamai said that was bad with Benedict. Right? Laura said herself in the comments. She said, and we will rob the leading at a kid, a child. Even John said you meant child. That's odd. It almost he didn't get up on this BS.
Oh, he never has. He never has liked it. I still remember meeting him back in 2020 about it. Was it? No, at some point, right before the pandemic, I have met up with him.
2019, right?
2020. It was literally right before the pandemic. I met up with him at C2E2 talking about it. The disdain on his face talking about it.
Sad.
And then I met up with him again not long ago, last year at another convention. And he just if they want me back, they can invite me. And apparently they did. There was enough time that it probably happened after I met up with him and everything. And so the fact that meant they offered it to him. He wasn't pitching anything. They offered it to him, which tells me I think they want to test the water still to see if there's viability. So while this might be written as a bit of a eulogy, I look at it more of a case of he's trying to open the door for other writers to say, you don't have to write John as an adult the whole time. You can still write him as being a kid deep down inside. Yeah.
Deep down inside.
What about if they do this reboot? There is another way to actually make the Super Sons again with making everybody happy, including you, Tava, and the LGBTQ community, and that is aging up Damian a little bit. That would work too.
That could be a
but
solution.
I could say this. We do a time skip for everyone so that they are all older, but then we can use time in between to do like a fill-in, like we have enough time in between to explain stuff. Like with reboots, they rebooted, like Tristen just said, that Damian is the same age as John, but we can say, we had all these adventures for a year. So basically we retcon out what Bendis did.
We recommend Bendis be an opposition, and we have no go up side by side.
Keep him the older age, but we still keep him the older age. So then we can say John wasn't gone off world for all that time, so we can't put any adventures. Oh no, we gotta be the two grew up still together all that time.
1 year later, or take 2. That could work, Peter.
Oh boy, I had a blast doing my Pro Teaches Noobs about the Trinity's 1 year later stories, and they were phenomenal.
Yeah, they were great. Or Ocarina of Time with John Kent. I'm all for that idea of Ocarina of Time with John Kent. Where Zelda's actually thing with their story with time travel. But do that. Do Ocarina of Time with John.
Again, that would be very complicated, I think, to do. But
I think there's a way it'll just take a little finesse.
Yeah. Now, as far as doing it from the business side of things, I want to make this very clear. I've said this multiple times to multiple people, including you, Tavia. The whole idea of purging everyone, just firing everyone in a mass firing, editorial and writers, horrible idea.
Yeah, that won't work.
DC is not in a place where you could do a self-destruct.
That's not needed.
Yeah, it's not needed.
There's plenty of good writers out there.
Exactly.
Yep.
But if you go in there and just start firing like, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, no one's going to work with you.
Yeah.
No one.
And it's unnecessary. If you look at artists,
fire Stephanie Phillip just because they don't like her, even though you and I and those. I said many of these guys would have fired Stephanie Phillip because in their eyes,
I'm gonna hunt them down.
You know what I mean? Some of the usual crowd who just jump on the hate Stephanie Phillip bandwagon because Ethan or Zach or someone told them to types who are so convinced she is beyond woke that they
how is she woke?
In their eyes, it doesn't matter. They don't need a reason for to find someone as woke. They just need to be told she's woke, and they don't question it.
Even though that word I just mentioned during my rampage of DC content, DC is not that being woke. I said wasn't then I dying, that woke. It's not definitely what that saying do. Like, I am so sick and tired of people trying to wait. I mean, no, fuck you, eh? It's definitely woke. It's not what you spend. Okay. I never bring this up, but I'm so tired of explaining it over and over one record. Hang on.
Hey, Crimson.
Hey, Crimson.
Bane's being a little stinker.
Yep. I see you when I get joined. All right. See you, Pika. Yep. My pity turn work.
Yeah, we don't need to see the windows in a window.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yep. What?
But yeah, who the fuck said Stephanie Phillips is woke? Did you not read the last issue about, they talked about the German philosopher Kant? Oh my God, that issue's been her best issue yet.
I agree, Tristen.
So
I
good.
agree.
It was so good.
But some of these people are just that they just have been told by others that she's woke without any explanation, and they just listen and believe.
Indeed. I find definition. Like, a simple pattern of wake, having your marks but an active awareness of systematic injustice and prejudice, especially those related to civil and human rights.
Exactly.
That is what woke means. Aware of fact and true situation. Sometimes
but because they think social media changing the definition means they suddenly think the whole world has changed the definition.
Well, that's actually what I was just gonna say. Comic Boom's right.
Agree.
I
agree. They need to be that time. Stop pulling Batman 24/7. Look, I love Batman, but I need a break from Batman 24/7. It's driving me crazy.
Sadly, though, when you're struggling with the price, everything, and when most of your books are bad titles, anyway, it's one of those double-edged swords where you get why they're doing it. You just wish they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but if you look at
Marvel, that is true.
If you look at the number of Bat Family, also, you look at how extended it is. I think, and I've said this for a very long time, they need to do what they the not world building, character building that they've done with Batman to the Flash family. And you can have the exact same amount of success. Most people know the Flash family. They just don't have their own individual titles. And you could have, Batman's got Nightwing. You could have another Flash out there with his own title. You could literally.
You have Avery,
You could, or Jackson.
I love Avery. I love her.
I love Avery well. She's a great character. It's like King Kong on the Superman book I did. I love that book. It's super underway, by the way. But you love that character. It's pretty good character.
Williamson loves her. He kept bringing her back.
He created
using her right now.
Yeah. Well, no. He did create her. You're right. He did create her, and then she was utilized in the new Superman
of China. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he came back, and he's been utilized her, and that's why people are saying, "Oh, he's calling her the Flash." So what? There's a lot of people called the Flash. She doesn't have to be called the Flash of China. That wasn't what she was originally called. She has been worthy of the title, the Flash.
Yep. A lot of people have taken that title. There's no reason why she can't.
I become boom.
Very true.
What I'm saying. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not only could they do that though with the Flash titles, they could work it out for we could get main title Superman. I know we have him in Action Comics, but you could also do the same with him and his son. You could, we have the title for both of them, but I'm saying you could still have Action Comics Superman and Superman Son of Kal-El. You could work out the families to a bigger degree, and then even add in stuff like have Harley Quinn have her title. Yes, she's a Bat family. Cross her over with Power Girl like they used to.
Oh, God,
Supergirl title back. I know we have the... See, I keep saying, I know we have this. We have the Tom King one, right?
But that's still questionable in its continuity. That's still questionable.
I'm behind an issue, but...
I've been reading up on it, so... Yeah, it's good. I agree. And everyone keeps on saying, oh, he killed Crypto. No, he didn't. That's the whole reason she's on this journey. It's because this guy's poison is so unique. They need him for the antidote.
And it's so sweet that she's risking so much. I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah, Williamson.
JK, he's the Flash. And from the JFA.
Yeah, and then though, but you forget DC 1 Million, the super family?
Yep.
Oh, I
remember.
1 million.
I got people forgot about it. Oh. Anyway, she's doing something. She's going by the Flash.
No. Is that what you were just talking about?
Yeah. In Incarnate. Yeah.
People are... How old are we? I feel like I say that way too often. She is the Flash.
Well, she's the Flash of that team. And Wally wasn't the Flash right now. If people right away, Flash.
Wally is still the Flash. Barry's off-world, and she's the Flash of Justice League Incarnate.
Yep.
And how's it be the totality since Barry's gone?
Yeah, Barry had to chop it in another Earth thanks to
He's on Earth Barry. He's on Earth Barry. He's on Earth Barry now.
Yep, Earth Barry. Earth Zero. To Bethany. It's from the Judging Incarnate book. Well, not Incarnate, from Infinite Frontier prior put him at the honor.
Yeah, but it was Incarnate where President Superman told her, "You are the Flash."
I agree with that.
Exactly. Oh God! I'm still thinking back to seeing Jeremy react to that Halo series trailer. That disgusted me. Just seeing his reactions to that.
Why? What was the reaction? Because
the moment he saw a brown person, you could see discomfort.
Oh my God,
in him.
He got disdain on his face the moment he saw a person of color. I was like,
and then he started saying, "I'm getting Last Jedi vibes from this."
Hey, how are you?
He was a fan of Last Jedi. And two, no one ever got any vibes from Last Jedi when the trailers came out. Everyone was excited based off of the trailers. I was excited. Then when I saw the movie, I'm like, this has nothing to do with what the trailer showed.
Yeah, that was so disappointing. And
now, do I have my issues? Am I worried still for this Halo show? Oh, yes. But
I'm worried about the Halo show, believe me. I just made a problem with that show.
Yeah, but
one is not the cheap voice, which I don't like.
Yeah, his actor, his voice actor. They can bring Cortana back, but they can't bring back Chief.
You can't remember the actor with the voice Chief in Halo Infinite.
Now, I think the reason is I think they're going to take Chief's helmet off in this.
That's my best guess.
And because of that, you can't.
Has he never had it off?
Never.
No.
He has never taken it off.
So he's like a self-insert character for dudes.
Yeah, well, there's that, but he has such an awesome voice.
But 1, 2, and 3. 4 in the game of emotions.
Yeah, but again, he's never taken the helmet off. I think they're going to now. It's an alternate universe. I could somewhat accept that, but I think it's because it's one thing to do it if he just kept the helmet on. It's another thing if he takes it off. You're not going to dub over the actor then.
Yeah. The second part I have with the new Halo series is apparently the human going to come in. Which what?
We don't. Well, we don't. Well, again, we don't know the context. We don't know the context yet.
That's true. My thing in general, it could be just be an alien, but I just why did it have the Free Prophet be the leader like in Halo 2?
Yeah, again, Crimson just makes a good point there. I never had a problem with Avery. Besides, she's not overthrowing the Wally book, so why should I hate her? You know exactly. It's not like they're just canceling her or saying, "Move over, Wally."
Yep. No, it's not even that. It's not even like she's trying to act like she is the best Flash.
She's not.
She's not demeaning any of the other characters.
She's not. She's just a character.
Quite opposite. Yeah. She's has no confidence. She has to rely on other people kind of to build her confidence up. She's failed. She's done even in this.
Yeah, she messed up. She's scared.
Yeah,
she's extremely scared. And that was just one of those things like, look, you're the Flash. You can do this. It wasn't even. People are so silly.
Yep, but she's also having fun.
Yes.
That's the other thing I've realized. These people don't want fun. They say they want fun, but when they get fun, they don't want it.
Yeah,
what's weird to me is how they forgave Dr. Multiverse so quickly.
That's
true. That was weird. That really betrayed the team. I don't really understand.
But at the same time, though, I think it's because they realized what she told them and realized.
Right.
Yeah, it's a case where I don't think anyone could have made the right decision.
Yeah, and not only like. So, do you guys actually think that that Darkseid's dead?
No,
he's absorbed. I think when he was stepped on, I think he was absorbed by the Gentry.
And he is the true Avatar.
Yeah, and it wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough.
It still wasn't enough. How are they? Maybe this will be the end. Maybe this will be the reboot.
I think
maybe
it's either that or. I don't think it's going to go that far. I think it's going to be a case where this is going to tie up and cut off everything. Because remember, the whole point of Multiverse 2, where the Gentry and all that stuff came from, this is the Earth before Crisis on the universe before that was wiped out in Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yeah, because
I think this is basically clearing the deck. I think this is clearing the deck. This is the last dangling proc thread, and then after that, we can move forward.
We have one more issue of this, right?
One more issue of this, and that ends phase 2 of his plan.
What's phase 3? That's my question.
Death of the Justice League.
Death of the Justice League.
No, they said the starting point of it.
It's the final act in whatever this.
Well, he didn't say final. He didn't say final. He just said the third act. That doesn't.
Oh, come on! The third act is always the final act. But you're right.
What video games have you played where they've said Act 3 and it ended in Act 3?
I'm just happy to know that Jessica's going to be getting some love. Finally, it feels like besides Justice League Odyssey, which was phenomenal.
Yep, and currently she's a Sinestro Corps member.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah, you're right. But she's like kind of only half in.
That's true.
I got so confused.
I gotta say, I am still pissed off. If there's one thing I did not like about Jeffree Thorne stuff, it's that he killed Arista off screen.
What? When did that happen? What the hell?
Right when after the when the battery went kablooey, it is said she was one of the ones that lost her powers off screen.
This last issue where what was it? Someone's echoing.
I think that's on Tavia's side.
Tavia, mute for a second. See if it's you.
Hey, Tavia, can you move for a second?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tavia.
Now, do I think it's going to be the last for a while? I hope so. They keep on saying that. And technically, Final Crisis was the last proper crisis for quite a while. And because Flashpoint doesn't count as a crisis.
Flashpoint was more reset by such a reboot button.
Yeah, so technically, it was a big gap between a crisis level event afterwards. Now, do we want to say every big story event's a crisis? No, it's not.
You don't think Flashpoint was a crisis level event?
A crisis level as far as how big it was at the end of it. The last issue was the equivalent of a crisis level event contained into it, but it itself was not a crisis level event. It was a Flash story.
Yeah.
Hello, Crimson Prince.
Hello.
Yeah, you've been on my some of my chats for quite a while.
Yep. Okay, man. What do you want to say about Avery?
Yeah. Well, I was also going to say this is the first time that Tivvy's done a stream in a while, so I mean, join in. But as for Avery, I mean, I haven't read her stuff when she was in the Flash book, the Flash Rebirth book. That was Barry Allen. I'm not really
because
Barry Allen.
She was just introduced, and I think part of her being introduced was so they could use her. Well, it was part of his story where people were getting Speed Force powers, and then it was handed off to new Superman to utilize. And then,
Sorry, I was just gonna say she isn't relatively new. She's 6 years old now because she was introduced at the start of the Flash Rebirth run. I know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't read that. I've read her appearances in the new Superman book.
Yep.
The Kenan.
That was the only other thing she was in until she came. After that was done, then she came back to Flash, and then she's been part of Justice League Incarnate ever since.
Yeah.
They haven't done much with her. That's the thing. But she is a good character, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She's a good character. A damn good character.
It still frustrates me that they ended the new Superman book at all, because I mean
Sales weren't doing well. Sales were not doing well.
I love that book.
I feel like
which new Superman book?
No, Super hyphen man, the Chinese.
The Chinese. Okay, yeah. That was a good book.
It was a shame. I feel like because that's the thing. Even when sales were low, they still had. The book still kept going. I mean, for a while, sales dipped. I think it was in around issue 12, I think, or it was somewhere around that point. But they didn't end the book until issue 24. I want to say that I want to say that it wasn't necessarily the sales, because right when they ended the book, that was when they started the Bendis Superman stuff. And I feel like Bendis had such a deft grip, a big, really deft grip or deft lock on Superman that they wanted to make. He wanted to make sure that any other Superman themed books or super themed books were that they just would end it, because that was the thing, and that wasn't the only book that was canceled at the time. At the time, I mean, she came back 3 months later, but at the time, the Supergirl book was also canceled.
Canceled and restarted.
But it restarted. Yeah. I mean, at the time, it restarted a few months later.
Not woman tomorrow.
Can I say one thing though? Is that There. One thing I will also point out, though, that really ticks me off even more is that Jurgens just brought up on Twitter they were going to bring Conduit back originally in issue 1001.
What?
Yes, he was saying that the original plan, if he was staying on the book, they would have brought Conduit back in a Star Wars arc that would have started in 1001.
Yeah, but I also know.
What the?
Be right back.
I know for a fact that there was more to the story with New Superman, because literally, I think the issue, an issue or two before, they introduced the Aquaman of North Korea.
China. Yeah.
I think it was North Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea. But they just introduced him, and they were just starting to set up this character and set up this arc. And then, in the issue after that, the book ends.
Yeah, book ends issue 21. Finally, wait, what? But we never got to the China yet, and that frustrated me because we were this close to get to China.
Yeah,
We're gonna correct final cards of multiverse and metal, doomsday, cross kind of death metal, only Flashpoint, Mayball, alternate timeline, not the multiverse. You did your homework on boom.
Yeah, you did.
Flashpoint never. Flashpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, it was on the level of a crisis, but it didn't feel like
a
crisis book. It didn't feel like. I mean, I can't really say I'm one to talk. I haven't really read the Flashpoint book. I've seen the movie. I've seen the animated movie.
I understand that. Yeah.
The
animated movie is sort of like a reboot of that universe, but that felt more starting to New 52.
But I mean,
but probably have it than New 52. I mean, if an animated movie you get, they all ended perfect. The only good animated movie that came out that DC New 52 type stuff thing were Devil's Human, Wayne's Human, the Suicide Squad movie, and Jessica Dog, Apollo's War, and Jessica Dog. That's it. Teen Titans was fine. Judas Garner was better than the other Teen Titans movie. But, yeah, whatever.
Judas Garner at least fixed the Deathstroke stuff, the weirdness.
I gotta hand it to Batman Beyond. It lasted 50 issues.
I love Batman Beyond. That story's amazing.
At least what, like, I'm trying to remember what year the
Dark War. That too.
Was that last year?
I think it was last year. Beyond ended. I forget.
I'll be right back.
Okay. One thing for sure though about this crisis, this crisis does affect a lot of things. I am very sure what happens to the universe after this crisis event, because this crisis may get a lot bigger than I really thought. I think this thing will be self-contained. Also, another question. Will this upcoming crisis fix the continuity? Because that's my bottom DQA. That continuity. And what the fuck?
I know.
Nothing makes sense. I don't know
that is anymore. The biggest goal I think they should have coming out of this crisis is to fix continuity. Like, there's a few editorial issues that that drive me crazy. So you remember Fear State, right? Obviously.
I remember, yeah.
I didn't mean to say it that way, but if you would look at like issues of Detective Comics, it was coming out when Batman, like, it was supposed to take place in September, but then it would line up in between two issues that took place in September, and we were already way ahead of the story. If they have one massive goal at the end of this reboot, I hope it includes continuity, because nothing drives me more crazy. I know it's my maybe it's my ADHD. I don't OCD. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about when it comes to that stuff in Fear State, but I have to tell you this. They do that regularly in comics. There would be times where you have multiple art, especially during events.
It doesn't drive me crazy.
Yeah, but it's not unique to Fear State. There have been many times where, especially the case when it's as hectic as what happened in Fear State,
right.
Sometimes they will do stuff where saying this takes place.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
Oh, I love that. But where does Pariah fit into all this?
That's my question. I've been wondering about Pariah.
He somehow has the ability to make a new Earth.
Yeah,
not even Manhattan could do that. Manhattan couldn't even do it like that.
Yeah, Manhattan could do it, but I'm confused about that. Because where's he been? This show was engineering, made a mark, he was doing well-developed character, and now we're character. Yep, that's true.
Exactly. And yet people still complained.
Why
I remember.
I don't get that. I like that character. Hey, the same thing goes with my boy John. I love John. My favorite character all the time, Lieutenant Boy.
Nope.
You can't make Connor Kent. Connor Kent was still open. We just trying to find him. But then Bendis came in and
that was the one thing. I asked Tomasi the simple question. I didn't, and that's where you could tell he glared. I'm like, did Bendis already have and know he was going to be able to use Connor when he came up with aging up? Yes. He didn't even let me finish. He knew what I was going to ask, and he was like, yes. He was
say that again?
Okay. I was asking him, did Bendis know he had access to using Connor when he aged up?
Oh my
yes.
God. John.
And he cut me off and just said, yes. And with this look on his face, like, yes.
Excuse me. Oh!
yeah, because he knew. Bendis knew he could use Connor. This wasn't a matter of, I can't use Connor.
Jonathan.
He wanted to use John because he wanted to put him in the Legion and have it be Oh, seriously, how dumb is this Legion? How dumb is this Legion?
I don't get it.
I'm sorry. This really ticks me off because the whole notion of John merely makes a suggestion of why don't we make a United Nations of planet?
Yeah.
What is that?
I have no idea.
Trumpet.
Someone playing a trumpet?
No, someone drawing out there in the loop.
Oh!
Probably the technician.
Okay, but what I was saying though was, okay, Superman, they went in the original stories of Legion, they went to Superboy because, one, to help him become Superman through their interactions, because they were well aware it's a circular type of time travel thing. But then, two, because it was to thank him for everything he did, because by that point he created the United Planets and everything the way that it became. But in here, John made a simple suggestion. His dad did all the work, and then the Legion show up saying, "Hey, John, we don't move over, Superman. We want John. He's the real Superman. He's going to be the greatest Superman. Your dad, he's just a placeholder holding on to the title until you're ready to take it."
That didn't make any sense. Oh, my friend Trevor and I spoke repeatedly in my New York Comic 2019, and Tomaji would not console on Drunken Super Sons. DC to have Bendis have the keys to the kingdom. Tomaji told not to control it. What the fuck? What the? Oh!
On the topic,
speaking of Comic Boom, your interview with Jeremy Adams was amazing.
Yeah. Crimson. Hey, what was Crimson? What you had to say, Crimson?
On the topic of John was a good character. In Super Son stuff, but then they decided out of the blue to make him a teenager.
Yeah, which is stupid and tortured by Batman.
And this is something I noticed. And then as soon as they did this whole thing of he's gay or bisexual or whatever the deal.
Well, I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with the bisexuality of it.
My thing is that, and that's something I noticed. Like, I mean, it's whatever, but I think the thing is that putting him in putting 17-year-old him in a relationship with anybody, it just, whether it's a girl or a boy or whatever, it just cements that they're not going to go back to having John being what, 10? He's like what? He was like 10 before they did this.
Yeah, he was 10 by Ultraman.
Oh, okay. You want to know the other thing that bothered me most before even John left the planet? Yeah, right before he was going to leave. It was in the last issue of the Man of Steel mini. There's a point where he's in the background saying, "Hey, Dad, if Damien comes over, could you not let him look in my drawer? In fact, don't you look in the drawer too." In fact, runs off. We hear of him doing like a vision. Then he came back saying, "Never mind, drawer's issue's been resolved." It's like, he's 10 and he has porn? What?
I'm going to wait for the inevitable retcon. They got to retcon this eventually.
They're not going to get him back to being a kid, I'm afraid.
I'm going to wait for the inevitable retcon that when he was away on this planet that he was kidnapped and replaced with an aged up clone.
I'm with that.
As much as I want to do that, that would be a bite in the ass, especially now they've had him be bisexual. Everybody's saying that wasn't the real John. That was never the real John. That would be a disaster.
They could keep. Well, I mean, they could keep.
They never kept matched, except until recently. They never kept matched with Connor.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, now he is. Until now, Until now, they never kept him.
They could keep, what I'm trying to say is they could keep 17, 18, whatever, however old he is. They can keep that version of
Taylor wouldn't allow it. Taylor is not going to allow it. So long as he's playing the character, he's going to hold on to keeping it that his is the real John, and this other one isn't. No, someone would have to get rid of Taylor.
The next writer probably won't. You never know.
He's exclusive. He's exclusive. So long as he's there, he will not stand for it. He will make a big stink about it, I'm afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck!
And it just, the thing that infuriates me about the relationship with John. The boyfriend, with the boyfriend that John has, is that I've seen panels.
He's smug.
I've seen idiots say that, oh, it's such a nice relationship. I've seen panels.
Okay.
I've seen panels, and this guy is just using John, basically just using John for his powers. He doesn't love him. I don't see any love here.
Do you have that feeling, Tristen? Do you have that feeling, Tristen? No,
I don't. I think it's more of a symbiotic relationship.
I don't think so. I think
I have to agree. I think as we've gone on currently now, could he still be revealed to be the bad guy? Possibly,
Yes.
But as it's been going on, as much, Tavia, you got to separate your desires from what's actually on the page.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
And I think what's actually on the page since a few issues ago, the current stuff, especially when we found out about his mom, no. I don't think he's a bad guy anymore.
No, I think he has his own personal goals and his own personal vendetta against Bendix. But I also see I see him as more of, I don't think he's using John at all. He has his own powers.
Yeah.
And he has people surrounding him that have his own powers. He is, I would say that I could agree with that. He's definitely very smug.
Well, no, wait. Comic Boom just made a great point here. Comic Boom just made a great point here. Ben, and so Tomasi actually did something to get people to accept John as Superman.
Come on.
Okay, 18. Okay, he was 18.
That makes more sense.
Well, regarding the relationship, I mean, I know Superman and Lois, Clark Kent and Lois. I mean, I know that didn't happen overnight, but what I'm seeing so far with
it's rushed.
What's the boyfriend's name?
Jay.
Okay, so I don't see this being as iconic a romance as something like Superman or Lois, or if we're gonna be, if we
Raymond,
gay relationship, Midnighter and Apollo.
Here's what I think.
I love them.
Here's what I think. I think this is going to be and yes, they're going to keep him as bisexual going forward. Period. Jay, though, unfortunately, is going to be unless Taylor's going to stay in the character for a decade. It's going to be a case where he's going to just be one of those many love interests that gets phased out when the creator leaves, and then a new creator comes in with a new love interest. I feel like
it's going to be a case. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, to be fair here, of course it's not as iconic. Superman and Lois have had 80 years.
Superman been iconic for decades at this point, but this did not feel. Is it rushed?
All right, I had to make sure something real quick. What I was trying to say was that I feel like the whole thing with John being bisexual, I feel like they'll probably go that route for as long as they can, and then eventually, probably, if anything, maybe in another decade or so, they'll probably just drop the whole thing, because that's the thing. Well, I don't know about necessarily dropping it, but
I would just really focus on him being in a straight relationship.
I mean, it's maybe it's not fair. Maybe it's not fair. Because I know that for at least 10 years, they still wanted to see more Wally as the Flash. So they just kept doing Barry.
Oh, yeah, and it took until the deal left for them to find a way to do it.
I guess it's not necessarily the same thing between things. I don't know. I mean, I would have rather that they just kept him just as a 10-year-old instead of doing all this aging him up.
A lot of people can agree with that.
I feel like the only reason why they did that is that I've seen a lot of, it's just, if you look, when you look all over the thing, and if you see people on Twitter that are gay or whatever, and then they go and I just always found it weird that Super Sons, out of with all the books, that was something. And I've seen people ship John and Damian, and I've seen
that's like everyone shipped Tim and Connor.
It's so weird, because when you think about with the case of the Super Sons ongoing book, they're both 10. Or wait. Scratch that. John is 10. Damian is 13. But still, they're still kids.
May I?
There's always going to be shippers, though.
But may I say one thing though? But on the opposite flip side of it, though, one of the arguments people kept making when they were against them being bisexual is, why didn't they introduce them when they first introduced the character? You wanted him to be bisexual at 10 people, really?
No,
or just create new characters.
But anyway.
Well, the thing regarding with that is that, and it's just, and then you draw in the into the comparison, because literally, I think, if I remember correctly, John wasn't the first one they said was. I think was it Tim? Wasn't it Tim?
Well, technically, as far as editorial knew, it was going to be John, but then the lower tier editorial of the Batman Urban Legends book, get it under their noses, and then it came out before John, and that's when they had an emergency meeting afterward. They were like, "Where the fuck did you guys come up with it and didn't consult us?"
What it was, I remember. They first said that it was Tim, but for the most part, it's just been limited to just the Batman Urban Legends book.
But no one did it with that book. That book is boring. I
know, but
there's some stories that are still good.
I remember when the news dropped. I remember seeing a reaction, but it wasn't like a super big reaction. It wasn't like when they announced John Kent. When they announced John Kent,
that's because they banked marketing was banking, and editorial knew about John ahead of time. It was meant for that. The Tim stuff was done and just like, let's do it and not tell anyone, and that's why they were pissed. That's why eventually they decided, okay, we'll resolve it in another issue later on. Because again, this story was meant to be with.
Also, what was it? Would it have been the last Son of Kal-El that they had to change?
Yeah, well, that was in part, but I think that was always meant to be Damian. The artist just put in and Tim.
It's probably Tim Drake. It's probably Tim Drake and Son of Kal-El. Wayne.
I think it was supposed to be, but the artist put the wrong one in.
I think it's just.
Or it could have been. It was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing
even I disagree. I'm glad you did awesome. I think it's forced. Yeah. That's just me.
I think with John Kent, because that's the thing, the character's not as old as Tim is. Tim is already 30 years old.
No. In the 90s. The creation of the character. Yes.
The creation of the character is what I mean.
But he has always been toyed with for the last over 20 years, I think over half of his existence, toyed about being gay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just there's
queer coded for sure.
Well, there was stuff there, but they always had, like, he always was with a girl. And it's like, and they always had, like,
not just Stephanie, he had a girlfriend beforehand.
Yeah, that's
and Jubilee.
And that's what I'm saying is that, and I feel like, and that's the thing is that I've seen some really toxic, crazy people going and shipping Tim and Connor. And I didn't.
Not all were toxic.
Not all, but I mean, part of me was like, maybe it sounds too reactionary or whatever, but part of me was like making Tim bi, making it supposed.
The way they did it was an issue.
That making it.
They made him 99 you wouldn't sell.
Part of me.
That is very true.
Part of me felt like that they didn't. Part of me felt like that they didn't deserve that win. I don't know why. It was very reactionary at the time.
That's one thing I will agree with. I do not like it when people come in. These people come in and act like, we got a victory, you got it, and all that.
Yes, and then I've seen people go like, let's make Bart trans, let's make Cassie this.
Those people, I get annoyed at when they do that.
And
it's
anyway.
Wait. Let's give Tristan a chance. Let's give Tristan a chance. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, a comic room.
I wanted to ask Tavia, why do you think it's forced?
I think it's forced because, as I said before, I think this race came out of nowhere because one, there's no build up. Two, there was no proper. Okay, we didn't know what the kid did not know at the time. But three, this race just came out of nowhere. It's just like,
Which one?
What?
Wait, which one are you confused about?
Tim and what's his face, or John and this Chang character. Which one are you talking about?
John J. I'm talking about. With Tim, it's that's complicated. So
it has too long of a history of the teases being there that one could say Tim. It was always
they literally put him in a closet. Come on now.
Well, I don't know.
To be fair, when I had Judd Winnigan, he admitted he made that as a joke tweet. When he actually wrote it, he didn't intend that in mind entirely.
Well, I think that when I still need to read more of like the Tim, like the backlog, because he's had 20 years of different books, team up books, solo books, all this stuff. His stuff, and when he was like Robin and Batman and whatnot.
Robin,
Robin. I still need to read that stuff, but part of me is like, maybe those moments that are queer coded or whatever, maybe they just maybe he just likes hanging out with a bro. Maybe he just likes hanging out with and it's not anything, and it's not anything more than that. And usually, I mean, sometimes we see like the thought bubbles. We see what the characters are thinking, So
I missed that. I'm not gonna lie, I missed that.
Hang on a sec. I want to ask a comment. But in that Catwoman being bi would explore and believe in Valentine's Run. Then she went back to blue. Ditto for Diana. It'll be the same with John. He will at some point.
That's what these people. So many people complaining. They keep on saying, "Oh, when they say he's bi, they really mean he's gay. They're never going to put him in with a girl." And yet, Tristen and I have done lists of people where we're saying, "Guys, here's plenty of."
Constantine, he's bi.
Yeah, he's bi, and yet he's been with both. You have that joke about him with King Shark.
I was just going to say he fucked a shark. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't pocket war. That was
you talking Constantine?
Yeah, Constantine was set up as bisexual way back in the 80s.
I know that the original creator, because they did.
Alan Moore was the original creator. It was someone else.
There was a comic. I don't know. I think he wrote it. There was a comic in 2004 that was a Constantine book, and then
before 2004. That was before that.
Well, I know there was hints before, but there was a comic in 2000.
Before that, it was the 80s or 90s. He flat out said he was.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. I always thought that I always thought that there was a comic in 2004 where Constantine
another one.
Did it with
exactly.
Yep, that is right.
Well, okay. Well,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut off. I was just saying this all.
But it's just, and that's the thing. One argues if the whole Tim being bi is canon or not, because they've mainly just kept, as far as I know, they've mainly just kept it Urban Legends.
Did it from Big New 52 with Bunker?
Because I feel like there was. I
love Bunker.
There was gay fans. There was gay fans of Tim Drake, and they didn't like the sexuality change.
No, they didn't.
Yes, that is very true.
And that's the thing is that. And I mean, actual fans that were reading the books that didn't like it.
There was also ones that loved it too. So I mean,
I
mean,
I disagree, Chris. They're still too young for that.
And that's the thing is that I feel like it's put DC in a position. I think for all they're doing right now is that they're just keeping it to just the Batman Urban Legends book. I know that Tim, I think, has appeared in the various Batman stuff after, but the whole, he has a boyfriend now, or
they snuck it in there. It was never fully approved by the senior editorial. It was just the lower tier. I don't think even Ben Abernathy knew when they did it. They didn't know until it went to print. Once it went to print, they were like, "What the? Why did you guys not tell us about this?"
Yeah, what the hell?
Part of me feels like if they want to do a gay Batman character, they introduced Bluebird. What was it? Bluebird.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's like, they introduced her like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I think. Well, that's the thing is like they could probably like find a way to do more with her. I think. Are they doing more?
They are
in the Joker stories.
And Joker, they're in the Joker backup stories with Punchline.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. The one young gonna be a sound good, the young gonna carry the floor, haven't she and
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea if someone had to. Again, Taylor would never do it, and Bendis wouldn't do it. No, Bendis won't even acknowledge other people's work like that. He would not dare to acknowledge Taylor's work.
No, he doesn't. And even though I like Taylor, this Super Seneca, like, I just can't do it. I try to get a book. It just drives me crazy. And
I am still pissed off with how he they technically did introduce Carrie Kelly. They Tomasi did during his before Flashpoint, after Flashpoint, during his Batman and Robin run, but then editorial came in and told him no. They killed it then.
Which is sad because I went all for that story, but then
everyone was for it first, but in last second they decided no, you can't do it. Probably something going on with Frank, I bet.
Probably Frank Miller, yeah.
Oh, who here is excited for that Carrie young adult graphic novel?
I'm intrigued. I'm about to worry if Frank Miller chat like it even bad.
Well, it's Carrie. He has never written Carrie badly. Had her drawn badly when she was Catgirl, but never written her badly.
Really? Not even in the what is it? Golden Age?
Okay, Golden Age. Well, to be fair, I think I had more issues with Supergirl than I did Carrie.
Yeah. I don't know. That whole book was terrible.
The whole book itself, but Carrie, the character herself as Carrie.
She looks so cute.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Like, which kitty is it? Which kitty is in it?
It's actually not my cat.
Oh, it's not? I was hearing a cat noise.
No, it's not on
me. That was me.
That was you? Oh.
Yeah. Like, this is adorable. I am intrigued about why,
Alan Caldwell. Great artist. Great artist.
Yeah, the artwork amazing, all your viewers. So
Ben Caldwell.
My issue with that is that Frank Miller has really got, like... He
has a 5-book deal.
I do think... I know, hot take. I think he's overrated. But as of lately, I haven't enjoyed anything he's done.
I enjoyed Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, and the funny thing is, both he and Azzarello have shown they have not cared for Superman. But the way they wrote Superman at the end of that was some of the best Superman writing, period, in the past number of years, which I think that was Frank. And I thought Superman Year One wasn't great, but it wasn't.
Year One was
Golden Child was utter disaster.
The art looks so good. I really hope it's good because it looks
again. As much as people want them to come back, it depends on if they want to come back.
If they want to come back, yeah.
Now, this goes back to this whole notion of fixing the DC universe. Yeah. Like I said, the whole notion of if someone was to come in and fire them all, they're assuming these writers would want to work with someone who'd be willing to do that, and they wouldn't. I've talked with people like Jurgens and some of the others, and they always give you that vibe of they would never. If someone's going to be a total an iron-fisted tyrant, they would never work for them if they were to find me. People say, "Oh, I'll point to the sales numbers." You don't know for certain how bad the sales numbers are.
They're more complicated than that. They're more complicated, especially with the whole DC leaving paying Diamond. Diamond, they need to go. That's another topic for another day.
But we lose Diamond, then that means Comic-Con won't have anything to have access to anymore.
That's true, which is kind of also bad, but...
and one of the people keep on saying, bring Jeff Johns back, he'll save it. Jeff Johns has no interest.
I know, but that's a shame.
I agree. He's got two new... We just found out in the Geiger 80-page giant, not only do they have Junkyard Joe, he has Red Coat, whenever he's going to do that Stargirl book, and he's at least writing the zero issue and then co-writing Flashpoint Beyond, which makes me wonder what's going on with him in Hollywood right now. Did he just have a lot of free time, or...
I don't really think Flashpoint Beyond was really necessary, if I'm going to be honest. But I mean, I guess
I think it was. I think it kind of was. Especially here's the big thing after Incarnate number 4.
We need it. We need
spoiler alert for earmuffs for just Incarnate number 4. Batman, Flashpoint Batman was taken over by the Great Darkness because he didn't have a world. And then he gets wiped out by the Omega Beams. Now, here's what I think. Flashpoint Beyond is one of two things. Either one, it's between King's Batman and Infinite Frontier, and it is once again Flashpoint universe back, and then it dies at the end. Or two, Darkseid didn't kill him. He used the Omega Sanction and sent him back to the Flashpoint world.
Yep, I think that's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think Darkseid doing that because
I guess when
well, to be fair, Darkseid would show some. Probably would also realize, if nothing else, it'd be a backup plan.
Yeah,
Darkseid is not an idiot.
He always plans ahead.
Yeah,
or
but
something along the lines of because he didn't have an Earth, he was unable to be killed, and he was sent somewhere.
Yeah,
very well
I think by unnecessary. Oh, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm not even sure with the Darkseid anime movie.
Oh yeah,
I think it should be a show.
DC here's the funny thing is, DC clearly are listening to people. They know that people want Super Sons. Every time they do it, you have the idiots out there saying, boycott it, boycott it.
And that's the thing.
What the hell?
And that's the thing. It's not just, and that's the thing. It's not just a DC animated film. It's apparently, from what I heard, it's their first CG film.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but again, that would have been great.
I want this. This is fun. Give me some anime series. I would pay so much to buy the heartbeat.
What was I trying to say?
Sorry.
Regarding Flashpoint Beyond, I think what I meant is maybe from like a story standpoint, it's necessary. I haven't really literally.
I agree with that, Chris.
The only things I've been reading from DC as of currently has been the Flash book and the Nightwing book, and that's been about it. I really wanted to pick up. I don't know if my local comic book shop got to pick it up or not. I really wanted to pick up Batman '89 because I love the Tim Burton Batman.
No. Here's the thing. Here's my theory on '89. It's using the plots that a general plot that Sam Hamm had in mind for Batman '89, but then he started, when he actually wrote it out, he decided to include current day politics into it.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's
I would say
woke. It's woke. No, I mean, I knew it.
No, it's not woke.
That's what I usually label. That's what I usually label some of this stuff. I mean, I knew the book had some off-putting interior art, in certain pages.
Oh, I like the interior art, to be honest.
Get the story.
Oh man,
I would say if you're a fan of that type of idea, to get Superman 78. That was phenomenal.
I know. I mean, I like those Superman. I like those Superman movies. I just really like the Tim Burton Batman.
I understand.
I understand.
I was really looking.
It has some good ideas. '89 has good ideas. Unfortunately, he's shoving in the current Black Lives Matter type of politics. The fact that he brought Burnside in that never existed back then, but exists now.
But that didn't make sense. Everything is '89. What? Oh my brain.
Now I will say this though, how he's handling Harvey is interesting because really we never knew how Billy D. Williams Harvey was ever going to be handled. I have no arguments with him being so anti-Batman. I have no problems with that.
I've always said, and I don't give a crap what anybody says about if Harvey Dent should be white. Billy D. Williams, that was
he would have made it work.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams. I mean, granted, there was also the what's his face that played. I think he played him in was it Batman Begins or Dark Knight?
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
No,
it was. Yeah, I think it was Dark Knight. I think, but
Dark Knight.
I mean, the Dark Knight guy. I forget his name. He did okay. But out of all of them, Billy D. Williams was my favorite, and it's such a crime that we never got to see him as Two-Face. But we did get his voice, like the actor Billy
in the Lego one. That was a waste. That was a waste.
That was a waste. That's a shame.
Well, we did at least he got to play Two-Face, not just Harvey Dent, but Two-Face in the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, that was funny.
So we had that at least, but
I love what few lines Billy D. Williams had, like Mr. Knox. We have enough problems in the city with having to worry about ghosts and goblins. Just lines like that was great.
The guy that played Harvey in Batman Forever, he was a
Aaron Eccles, I believe.
No,
I don't know. I just know I know that he was a jerk because Jim Carrey came because he played Riddler.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Jim Carrey said all this stuff about how the actor who played Two-Face that he would always say all this rude, mean stuff to him.
Well,
Really?
there's that. Well, here's the other thing, and this is all the stuff that the director, Joe Schumacher, had said. He tried to rein Tommy in. He tried, but Tommy felt threatened by Jim. So he decided, I'm going to cam it up as much as I can. There's only like one scene in there where he felt like Two-Face, and that's after Riddler told him his plans. He's like, you invade the sanctity of our lair. You come, you like, I invite, but you also entice us with the most enticing proposition. So we're going to decide. Head, we go along with your deal, and tails, we blow your freaking head off. That was the closest he ever felt to Two-Face. And at the beginning, when he's like, well, why? And multiple reasons. But then when he started going, lock, then you're like, oh, God, no. And don't get me started on him constantly flipping the coin until he got what he wanted. Two-Face never does that. He honors the flip.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. It was weird.
He could have worked. Tommy Lee Jones could have worked. That's the sad thing is, it showed he could have done it.
He could have done it if he didn't save it. No, he went
even at the very end was like, yep, you're absolutely right, and right, Batman. Thank you, Bruce. You've always been a good friend. Just that brief moment of you could go tell Harvey was slipping through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the movie,
what do you guys think of Two-Face being in what's his name? Christos in Task Force X.
Oh yeah,
I like that reveal. I was like,
that was
pretty good.
Reveal. I like it when Two-Face is smarter than he lets on, and then
I like when he uses his brain, but
what Task Force Z? Task Force Z.
Task Force Z. Sorry, Task Force Z.
That's okay.
Like it's clear that it was run by Amanda Waller, and it's getting shut down. But like, I'm at the point where I'm like, is Two-Face actually being sincere? Is he actually wanting the best? Yeah, I kind of find that hard to believe.
Well, Harvey, it always depends on who's in the driver's seat and how much Harvey's having influence on Two-Face.
Yeah. The quick thing about Task Force Z, that book is confusing me because, so you said they're being controlled by this corporation who apparently control the zombies. Now Redder got kidnapped by this corporation. Now Deadshot, even though he was dead in the Tom Taylor book, he's now...
Wait. Who's dead in the Tom Taylor book?
Deadshot.
Deadshot's just like everyone else. He's a zombie too.
He's a zombie now, yeah.
Deathstroke?
Deathshot. Deathstroke.
Oh.
Deathshot's dead.
Deathstroke, I know they did kill off, but then they brought him back, and I think
Priest killed him and brought him back. Yes, and then
it was weird, and how he died. I felt confused.
I wonder if after he
shot into the other. No, it was explained. He wanted to die. He just felt like he was so tired. Enough was enough.
Yeah. So
and after what he went through in Arkham, I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I wonder if Deathstroke ever went after Damian because Damian was the one that.
He did. And I think he's going to do it again in Shadow War.
Yeah, Shadow War. I was just going to say. I like him being the king of
villains.
Right
I know. I got to ask you this though. Well, first of all, what Calculator just got killed off, but we just saw him in a different book. Yeah.
Robin and Batman.
Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
He was in Flash. It's like
that didn't make sense continuity.
Continuity.
Yeah, but
I don't know how to DC.
That one I can forgive. It's just a calculator. Like
and it was also before. And it was also it probably happened before the Deathstroke stuff.
That's true. That makes sense.
But
and the Flash, I'm happy to report what Jay, Jay actually was kid. He's getting power back. Thank God. I'm happy about that, and I'm super happy to get power back. That gives me hope because maybe in the end of this crypto arc, I get my wish out. But why Irie and Jay have to.
Well, they're sharing it. Well, that's the thing. He's connecting back to Flashpoint Rebirth, and not Flashpoint, just Flash Rebirth, where they basically, because of something that Reverse Flash did, he's they had to give all of the power to Iris. So they're basically saying, he's saying, no, they can still share the power. He can take some of it back if he needs to. It's just a big risk. It's just a big risk.
Yep, it's like
that also explains Jeremy Adams, because I remember asking him this. How do you explain how he had his powers during the Flash Forward? And he said we would get to that. he pretty much just explained it, saying that during that brief time they both had their parts of the powers. Then when they got back, he was and she was holding and had the majority of it again.
Yep.
I love that book with Jay's like, he doesn't even have powers at the point. He's like, I'm gonna get my sister. I don't care. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, I love that.
Sweet.
Boom is right about that.
Sales percentile was not that high. It was on 25,000. It's so more young John with consumer issues.
Really? To me, if I could answer Comic Boom's thing, to me, staying around 20 to 25,000 isn't that bad. But if it dips under 20,000, if we're talking like 10 to 15,000, then it's in trouble because books usually get canceled when they sell that low.
But I think it was. But here's the other thing. And there's something that was from Purchase a video about it. It was leveled. It never went dipped, but it never went up. So I think they probably saw it as stagnant. But it's also more likely because of the bench stuff. Again,
because that's just like
point you back the Joker with his wide now the portrayal. Now it's I agree. Talk. I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I do like that. What?
Oh my God, Batman in Psychology.
Yep.
It's so good. So good. I love it.
Part of me wants to bring up about with Young Justice Phantoms, but I know this is a DC comic universe.
You know, we can bring that up.
Okay, well, we can talk about that later. But so what does everybody think about this whole Death of the Justice League thing?
Well, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
since it's clearly tied into Williamson stuff given what happened in Incarnate #4. I'm more in favor of it now because it's clearly just a story. If marketing's handing it,
they're gonna come back.
Well, obviously they are. But given how we just found out how dangerous the Great Darkness, how the Gentry, the right hand, meaning it's not even this is just the lackey of the Great Darkness, was more powerful than Darkseid, who's the most powerful he's ever been.
Yeah, like he beat back
there's no way in hell they're going to survive against this dark army. So I think this Death of the Justice League being what starts the next act, the third act, and possible final act, I think it is, like it makes more sense now with 4. But again, everyone who's going to complain has never even read Justice League Incarnate, so of course they don't know.
Too bad we entitled with you to find you, but please support.
Presupposes that Two-Face is sane. Is he?
No.
No.
Agreed. Man-of-War's crazy right now and shoot this right now. So you're going after Earth 3, which...
Wow. Yeah. I can't wait for that.
World War 3. Or what is it? World War 3.
War on Earth 3. War on Earth 3.
That's gonna be so fun. I have been loving Suicide Squad. Every single issue is so good. Ambush Bug. I love Ambush Bug. I'm so glad he's
look at Comic Boom's recent question.
I have a story in my head with
the other one. Yeah.
Oh. It makes sense that JL would defeat a Great Darkness. The question is, what can defeat the Great Darkness? Views.
I don't know. If Darkseid is most powerful.
Yeah.
Dr. Light.
Dr. Light.
I'd love that. I would love that, but I love the character. I would love that.
Dr. Light.
What can defeat that? That's a really good. That actually makes sense. When I had Comic Boom on the other weekend, we were talking about Zatanna being the only one to come back. So would it make sense that it has got to be a magical character that defeats this darkness?
Maybe, but given how if Williamson is respectful enough to Jeff Johns stuff, and what Jeff Johns had Manhattan reveal about magic, that it's just the lingering energies from the Big Bang and everything. Maybe not, because that just simply includes it's just part of the light that the darkness wants to reabsorb. So,
so what can defeat something that great? Or
I don't know.
Like I said, it's going to be a story where they lose, and the DC universe is essentially over for a minute.
Right. Yeah, but I do like this idea. Again, just the idea that the Omniverse, and again, even at the end, Snyder hinted off to this. Now, whether or not this was in talks with Williamson in general, or he was being more vague and Williamson decided to take the ball and run with it. But the fact you had that, and you have Multiverse, he set up the Gentry. It set up Multiverse too. Yeah. It's just like, it makes perfect sense for him to be able, for him to utilize it and finally just shut the door on everything because, like I said, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense in that way. Because that monster, that empty hand
The gentry.
The gentry, you know, I think it's weird Cthulhu monster.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the literal right hand. That's the literal right hand.
Yeah, the right hand literally is super, super strong. And this thing is based on monster. Yeah, based on eyeball things with the weird grandmas. That was weird. I admit that, but that thing is being part of the defeat. Darkseid gets defeated, or Hero gets defeated. At this point.
Now wait, I just read something else. When Flash went to Multiverse 2, the old multiverse, the Gentry had already left. They've been stationed on a different Earth in the current omniverse right now. So does that mean there's no one in Multiverse 2?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Oh. And really, it could be Swamp Thing since Warrington incorporate on more
storyline. How did Swamp Thing negotiate the truth? I never read that Alan Moore issue.
I don't remember that. I never read Alan Moore stuff. So
I'm looking it up.
Like
Swamp Thing. What? Oh, sorry.
Maybe Swamp Thing can connect to all the green, the multiverse, and absorb the great darkness, which is kind of what.
And that could be why Swamp Thing got extended.
Yep, and it says right here, the great darkness is the true source of the embodiment of darkness in the multiverse. When the creator said, "Let there be a light," the darkness retreated and stayed inactive for an unknown ages. All right.
Okay.
Hold on.
I like the Swamp Thing idea. It's much smarter than
Swamp Thing could be interesting.
The empty hand has made its base in the ruins of Earth 7, already destroyed at its behest to construct the Oblivion Machine, which is what they're currently working on.
Oh yeah, that.
Which is the opposite of the Miracle Machine.
Yeah, we've been Final Fight with the Miracle Machine. Now the Gentle Hand is mainly the opposite. But screw it, we're gonna make a Oblivion Machine and blow everything up. But if you blow everything up, won't you cease to exist? Like, don't care. I'm busy gonna destroy everything because I'm the evil incarnate who wants to destroy everything like Antimon did. But. The Antimon did that first, and he tried that plan.
Oh, by the way, did you know there was actually 2 Mandrakes?
No.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. The one we saw in Final Crisis was hold on.
Pick one.
Was Rox Ogama. The one that was Dax Novu is the one we saw in Superman Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going off of.
I remember that tie-in.
Yeah, it turns out that was a separate Mandrake from the one that appears during Final Crisis.
Well, look, Comic Boom said he actually didn't negotiate truce in continuity. The new information that Williamson is reading in to existing DC mythology.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And that actually does make sense. I wonder if this is gonna bring in a new need for Justice League Dark.
Am I still excited we'll go about armor? Oh, that's kind of sweet.
About armor?
Yeah, I didn't see the fun to the Chris's comment. Okay. Well, 100% came out to Cry Kid.
Okay, so hold on. The Great Darkness, it looks like was, hold on. Yeah, the Great Darkness was a big part of Swamp Thing 50, the final issue.
Wow.
Not final issue, but it's big. That wasn't his final issue, sorry, but that was a big, building up to.
So if it absorbs the Great Darkness and essentially becomes the Rat, then there's no green left. So we're gonna have to have a lot of help from either Floronic Man or Poison Ivy. They might bring the Gardener back.
Maybe. Is the Gardener the Green? I thought the Gardener was his own separate character that didn't have to do with the Green at all. She was made by Jim Tin to be a new enemy for Batman, but the Gardener did jack and shit in Fear State, right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think from my understanding of that Secret Files, she uses the green, but in a different way, and that's why she's able to make more fierce, like the dogs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I do think, I guess I always assumed she had a connection to the green. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, wait. Technically, there was a truce, during issue 50. I'm looking at the summary here. With no remaining allies and the Phantom Stranger visibly shaken by the Spectre's defeat, the Swamp Thing simply walks right into the darkness willingly. The darkness takes notice and asks what Swamp Thing has to offer. He admits he has nothing to offer, but he cannot simply stand and watch. The darkness then asks what the purpose of evil is. Swamp Thing responds that he cannot answer the question. He has seen evil and cruelty and the randomness of and with which it ravages both the guilty and innocent alike. It cannot be understood. To which, despite this encounter, the great darkness continues towards heaven. Mento is drawn. So I think in that moment is where he's fitting in the negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually the darkness, what?
Oh. So still technically not a truce.
True. Yeah, but I think probably fitted in because there was some moment that happens between moments. So that's what that was. And yeah, but he says the darkness was only part of a finger and fingernail belonging to a gigantic black hand. And that was the last he saw of the great darkness. So in other words, that might have been the gentry we saw during Swamp Thing, not the darkness itself.
So the gentry connected to Swamp Thing, which is now the great darkness using the gentry at the
Now, let's not bring in Great Darkness Saga because that's just a name. That was just a name.
I actually thought I had a connection, but I forgot that.
I thought so as well.
No, it's just a name. The Great Darkness was Darkseid himself.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah, I did have the Great Darkness Saga in the region book back in the 80s. Good story. Right. Ben is not in that story again, and it's
well. To be fair, that was part of an older version of Legion anyway. So
yeah,
you can't blame Bendis on that one. You cannot blame him
on that one. No, that didn't. It was a good story. I think it was pre-crisis.
Yeah, basically, yeah. What Boom just said right here. He basically just reinterpreted and reapplied the Swamp Thing story. Yes, just like Jeff Johns did with the Prophecy of the Blackest Night, of which again Moore was pissed off. But it's like, you made that prophecy to lead into Twilight of the Superheroes. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, that never happened.
That prophecy was meant for I said that prophecy was originally meant to go into Twilight of the Superheroes. Since that story never happened, Jeff Johns repurposed it.
We've heard the Blackest Night. With a good story, I like that story.
No, that was a good story, but the prophecy was utilized during Sinestro War.
Sinestro Cold War.
Yeah, the Sinestro Cold War, which was awesome, yes. Yeah. But yeah, it was utilized during that. Funny enough, it was utilized mostly during the Green Lantern Corps portion of the story.
Yeah.
So how about sorry. I was going to say, so how about Nightwing's secret sister, though? Man, that was...
Better handled than Lois Lane's secret brother.
And behind the Peabody's sister.
Lois Lane has a secret brother?
Yes.
Apparently Sam Lane knew the whole time and yet still wanted to raise his daughters like the sons he never had.
Ridiculous.
Where did he come from? I don't remember him appearing in the book. I read the Wolverine book from the recent book.
Speaking of superhero siblings, did they actually do anything with Wonder Woman's, twin brother?
Yes. They did utilize it during James Robinson's run. It named Jason. It was a good story, but not great. And in the end, he's just gone.
That broke my heart. Because we built all them season and then he went go bye-bye.
Yep. Wow. Right. So that was like the one thing from Rebirth that they just didn't do anything with. They
did do something with it, and at the end,
I mean that they set it up. I meant that that was something that they set up in DC Universe Rebirth, and they just didn't really.
It had to be a certain Darkseid War. It was not saying Rebirth.
It was Darkseid War set it up, and Rekka was ready to ignore it, but then Robinson said, "I'll handle it."
Yeah, Walker ignored it. Robinson came in and said, "No, I'll do it myself."
Of course, then Robinson came in, basically kind of tweaked the retcons that Rucka did and said some aspects are canon, just not everything of New 52 is canon.
That would have been interesting if they had actually, stuck with that. Having Wonder Woman having the brother, that would have been cool. But
he's still out there. He's still out there.
I mean,
he fought Grail at the
the whole point of the Robinson stuff was to bring Darkseid from being a baby back to being a full adult again.
That's the thing. This Jason character. I mean, he's not 6 feet under, as far as I know. So I mean, they could still do something with him later
if someone wants to. But that's the big thing. Yeah.
I think back to the original question. I think Nightwing's sister. I thought that was handled.
It was well handled.
I think it makes sense for the Blockbuster storyline. I Nightwing's whole run, the entire thing, looking at it from Tom Taylor, where it starts, has been really good. Heartless has been kind of it got a little bit off the rails when it went to Fear State because they had to do those
State. You read that book I created,
and I would even argue 87 because it was just saving Bitewing. But I love
Bitewing. No, you gotta say Bitewing.
I know he's so cute.
I still need.
It's been really good.
I still need to read I got a couple issues a couple weeks ago, but I still need to read them. But I do like this dynamic that now we have. Like, this brings something new for Nightwing because now with him having a sister, is it a sister or half sister?
Half sister.
Basically,
he an older one at that. He was conceived and born before his parents were even a thing.
Well, with him having a half sister now, this means that now for the first time, ever, he has family. He has living family.
Yeah.
Never had that before.
He had that, biological family. I mean, I know he always had
what is that? What is that you're looking at?
Bruce and his adopted brothers and stuff. But I mean, so that's I'm interested in seeing where that goes.
Yeah, I think it's handled well, and I think Tom's doing a good job on this character. And we give a lot of props to the writers, right? But Bruno Redondo's art on this, phenomenal. It is clean. It is beautiful. The way he uses panels. I love when the one where Nightwing must die, right?
Yeah.
With the girl taking the shot and how Starfire comes in and how he uses his panel work. It is phenomenal.
This is amazing.
I gotta say, you mentioned Starfire and Nightwing. What the fuck is up with the Teen Titans editors and Batman editors?
I don't get. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I need to talk about this. This is driving me crazy. Because wait, in 1989 we have my boy Young John gets in this book a flashback.
Young John.
We should have this in
the. Wait.
Tavia, calm down. He's doing all this to set up what the story's going to be in all this. It makes sense. Yes, it's painful to see Young John and knowing what happened to him.
So sweet.
Which book is this?
It's going to be. It's not out yet. It's not out yet.
It's February 15th.
It's the issue of Nightwing. Okay, so
it makes
adorable.
It is.
Yes.
And again, it does look real good. It looks really sweet. But again, no, I get it. It's painful to look at knowing that, but that doesn't. But again, it happened in the past. Oh boy! Is anyone even reading One Star Squadron 3? I gave up on that.
I always.
It's amazing I haven't read One Star Squadron 3, so that's not why I was saying it's amazing. I was saying it's amazing with Tom Taylor. It's like night and day. I haven't been hearing any good things about his the Superman Son of Kal-El, but I've heard a lot of great things about his Nightwing. So it's so.
I have a feeling it was the Nightwing book that got him the exclusive deal, not Son.
And his Elseworld stuff.
Oh, that too. And his Elseworld. Oh yeah, Dark Knights of Steel. Oh, we actually get some backstory, even though it means technically Thomas Wayne got cucked.
He did.
I'll say this.
I just said technically.
I know what I remember. That's the thing. I remember I saw everybody freaking out over that death of the Justice League, that group shot. Like everybody going oh, this wolf character, that wolf character. I'm like, hello. Like I saw which ones. Like I saw 5 coffins. So it's Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. I'm guessing
no Flash,
but Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. I'm guessing John Stewart, Green Lantern, because all the
other that's what it said.
And Aquaman. So it's and then if I was saying on my stream, they're going to say, oh, they're replacing Green Lantern the woke Green Lantern, and I'm like, hello.
Jordan's right there.
I zoomed in. I didn't say this to the people saying this. I was saying this on my stream on Discord. I zoomed in the middle. I'm like, hello, and I hovered over Hal Jordan. They didn't kill Hal Jordan off.
They killed John Stewart.
Right here. Like I don't.
Who Jeffrey Thorne?
Simon right there.
And who Jeffrey Thorne just brought back into prominence in the new Green Lantern stuff.
And it's like, and then people was like, I was saying, if there was one thing I said on Twitter, if there was one thing I learned today, people like so-called fans, I wrote in quotation marks, fans hate all of the characters that aren't the two that are circled. And the two that I circled, I had the whole, the aged up John Kent and then Jackson Hyde, because I know there's been off and on stuff I've been hearing about with those two, but like hating everybody else. Dr.
Light. No, who hates Dr. Light?
There's a lot. No, the point is, there's a lot of old timers in that group shot.
Yeah, they're
going, and they're talking like that. It's all new characters and stuff. And it's like there's only two there.
Yeah, this is just like interesting. Remember this when it came to Stargirl. Stargirl first came out, and then you had people like Eel versus Babyface was saying, "Oh, look at these new characters they're doing to replace woke characters. They're doing to replace Midnight and Wildcat. Oh, and act like they were just made." When they're from the 80s and telling you they're dead in current continuity.
I think you guys fail to realize. Listen, I think you guys fail to realize something that took me a long time to realize is that most of these people that are outraged or upset or making videos like you just mentioned are not fans of the comics and the characters. Maybe to a degree, they're not necessarily reading every issue or keeping up with continuity. They're fans of the culture war.
Yep.
And the culture war is huge right now. It's easily marketable, right? It's essentially race baiting. So
I'll be honest. You go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, I'll be honest. 2018 me. He was someone that he fell down that rabbit hole. But
I did too.
Luckily,
I understand.
Luckily, I came across a video. It was It was before Daredevil season 3 came out, so it's not like it was like the show came out and somebody was saying, "Oh, Daredevil season 3 is SJW," whatever. So I think it was before it came out. So there was a comment. It wasn't anything in the video, but there was a comment by someone that just flat out was saying that it was SJW, and I was asking, like, he just flat out said, "Oh, Daredevil season 3 is SJW," and I'm like, tell me how. Tell me why.
Why?
Tell me the reason.
Explain.
I kept pressuring. I kept not pressuring him, but I kept, just confronting him with this. And then he was going, and then he ended up saying that he the only thing he could come up with, he was saying, because there was an Indian lead this season, and then he proceeded to call him a racial slur.
Oh my
God. And then that really, I did a video on it that really opened my eyes.
Yeah.
Lately, it seems that I mean, and the whole anti-SJW thing may have used to be about people caring about comics and caring about entertainment.
Now they are either.
Nowadays, I have seen more
racist talk.
I have seen people that are racists just infiltrating this group.
Mm-hmm.
And it's driving crazy.
I mean, hey, Tristen, wouldn't you say it was funny that some people we've seen who we know were tied to Comicsgate happened to start coming on your Ezra Miller video at the same time that stuff was linked to that Discord? Funny how it
broke. Bullshit! But I don't even know what to begin, you fucking morons!
Well, that's the thing. Lately, more people need to recognize when something is going woke, SJW, Black Lives Matter, whatever you want to call it, and when it isn't.
But that would require context, and they don't want
context. Yeah, that's I went through the exact same thing you did. And kind of had to wrap my head around the fact that no, people weren't watching my videos because they liked the comics or what I was talking about. They were fans of the culture war. So I kind of had to realize, like, not only was I being kind of dickish a lot of times, not realizing how I was being, but I love the comics. That's why I created my channel, and that's why what I want to talk about. I don't necessarily think that so there's been plenty of videos that I've done on my channel showing sales, showing different, Son of Kal-El, whatever, number 1 sold this, 2 sold this. It doesn't matter even at this point. If you show legit sales, legit numbers, show facts, show evidence, it doesn't matter. If they disagree with it, they're just going to push it off to the side and not care a single bit. So at this point, I gave up on that because I think the community around, is phenomenal. And it is people that really enjoy the books, really enjoy to talk about them, really enjoy the discussion. That's all I want. I don't necessarily need the drama. Now, of course, it would be a lie for me to say that I don't do some sort of drama content, right?
Yeah, that's not I see you drama. I understand doing the drama.
But the thing is, though, the people that need to be called out are the anti-SJWs more than the SJWs. I'm sorry.
It's both sides. Both sides.
Both sides. Oh, yeah, both sides. I got attacked by a SJW for something in it on both sides. Enough is never enough. No matter if I say I realized I was wrong in certain stuff, no matter what I say, I will simply always be labeled maybe by something I said in my past. And it doesn't matter what you do. I think the best right now to do is just enjoy what you like, support the industry, support the people that you like, and have good discussions surrounding it like this. And that's all you can do, because nobody on either side is going to look at it and go, okay, well, now I see your point and I agree with you. That's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah. And you can't support the comics, though, because at least those anti-SJW, you're part of the problem.
And the thing is, from the whole SJW angle, like, say, for example, I don't necessarily I don't necessarily agree or like with the whole Tim Drake being bi thing. I mean, even so, there are gay characters that I like. I'm not like homophobic or anything like that, because I love one character I'd like to read a bit more of if I can ever get the time and whatever to get a book or something that he's in. I'd love to read more of Wiccan and Hulkling, and I love.
I have
the 6-issue miniseries. I think it came out before. Well, not the 6-issue miniseries, but the ongoing before Rebirth. So I wasn't able to pick up the Midnighter ongoing.
That's DCU.
But DCU. I did pick up. I have every issue of the 6-issue miniseries. I loved it. They are such amazing characters. I liked that there was. I liked that there was a character that was gay, and he's just this like he's like a mix of Batman and Punisher. He's like this very
full-on psychopath.
He's this very extreme, this very gory. Well, not gory, but like he brutalized.
He's gory in Wildstorm. He's super on edge.
Gay. I like that, because usually when you see stuff that's gay characters, usually they like when it's gay male characters, they usually do like very effeminate, very stuff like that. I liked seeing one that he was just like full on almost Punisher level. He was just like he just does not care, And I liked that.
Agreed.
Yeah, I absolutely. Did you read Steve Orlando one?
Right, fan and comment, find political demon, comment, then you exercise. I agree, comment, boom. I heard that comment.
What were you asking, Tris?
Were you talking about the Steve Orlando mini?
Yes, Midnighter.
Oh, so good. I love those, and I love how I don't know if you're reading it, but in the War World saga, they're working and they're true to character. Midnighter is to me a phenomenal character because he is so messed up. He has so many personal demons, but yet he wants to do the right thing. Sometimes he fails, sometimes he doesn't. But a lot of times him and Apollo are like yin and yang. They work so well together because
Apollo can be the both honey bear.
Exactly.
He's the light. Some people claim that 50 Cent Judge will break the Judge Degree. I go bullshit. That's not gonna happen.
That's the thing with Apollo.
Boring. Two.
That's the thing with Apollo. Apollo is the light to Midnighter's dark. You know, I like that. I like that. There's a romance there. I like that they're gay, and I also like that there's just more complex stuff to them than just two characters being gay. You know, there's a lot there, and it's great. I wish there were more characters like that were new.
Yeah, I still remember during the Lobo Authority, one of their crossover, the two crossover they did, there's a point where it's coming up on Christmas. This is still back when Jenny Quantum was a baby. Very foul-mouthed talking baby.
That's funny.
But basically during that, though, they're trying to get Apollo and Midnighter. Remember, they're her adoptive fathers. Are trying to get the tree ready. And eventually, Midnighter and Apollo get tangled up, and they're crotch to crotch. And of course, Midnighter's he's like, can we focus on this? But then once they're like, what the? How did this happen? Hey, am I feeling like you're enjoying it only because you're rubbing against me?
Is that Midnighter and Apollo you're talking about?
Yeah. I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, oh, you're excited only because you're rubbing against me, you dork.
I miss Jenny Quantum. I miss that character.
I got 5 minutes.
Book that character needs to return something like
Apollo. Well, no, Apollo was in the Midnighter backup story.
No, not Midnighter. I mean Harry Bendix. No, not Bendix. Shit, Jenny Quantum.
Unfortunately, there's too many other Jennies now. You'd have to redo that. And if you were to do more of the authorities, you'd have to redo Jenny in general. Because remember, she's unique to you had Jenny Quantum, you had Jenny Quark.
With Jenny Quantum, it's actually a villain to Harry Bendix. That's her villain. Why didn't they use her? She should be like John, you love interest. Oh my god, I can't with a better love story. Like John and Jay Quantum, they both got aged up of a beard. Okay, Chuck and BHB, we know that. But
to be fair, once they aged up Jenny, that's when it threw off a lot of the real timeness of the Wildstorm universe. Once they skipped ahead to her being older.
Damn it. Okay, fine. We still have an idea. Have John, Jenny be a couple. They both actually got to be a dream. Like you can do that story. I can make Jane Quantum and John Kidd again. Problem solved. But she had power to do that. Easy, simple. I win. I bet you can and problem solved. Easy. I know people.
I still have Midnighter on the brain. And then just came to me like a Midnighter animated movie. Oh, that would be great.
That would be good.
I still think, and I know we talked about it a little bit ago, but I still think they should do they're doing the animated show for the Super Sons. But if you look at animated movie. Yeah. You look at stuff like
I'm about to share my screen, all right?
Okay. You're adorable. I like this character.
How manga and anime thrive in a childlike atmosphere, right? Because kids love that kind of stuff. They should have an animated TV show for both the Batgirls and Super Sons. I think it would work really well synergetically to get kids into comics. But I know it's expensive, but every single time one of those kids watch manga, it's like a 22-minute advertisement for buying the manga, and they sell.
Yep, but here's what I was talking about.
Oh, I love that.
Like, how the hell is that what I think it is? What the hell do you expect when you're coming up against me? Naughty boy. Not now, damn it.
Yeah.
So good. Now I want to go back and read that.
It's the fact that Apollo's always the horny one.
That's funny.
That's an older issue.
Yeah, that's from a special. That's the Authority Lobo, which actually is a sequel to Lobo's Paramilitary Christmas special.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think that's on DC Infinite, isn't it?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get going, guys.
Yeah, I do too.
But yeah, Crimson, do you have a channel I could subscribe to?
Yeah, I have a channel.
All right.
Crimson Prince, aka Edward.
All right.
Lately, I usually just do sort of like edited sort of meme sort of videos, just like little short funny videos.
Yep, I found it. I'm subscribed to you right now.
I also do game streams on occasion too. I did one the other night. That was Persona 4 dancing all night.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I noticed that because I've seen you pop up in my chats before. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you did that interview with Jeremy Adams, right?
Yep. I plan on doing it again. I have to wait until.
I asked him some questions.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he said I gotta wait till March. I think Comic Boom got lucky and all that, getting him before the story broke. Because once the story broke, he's now saying, I gotta wait, I gotta lay down low until it's ready.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for having me on, Tevi.
Thank you as well.
Later,
nice to meet you, Crimson. Nice to meet you, Black.
What's going on, guys?
Well, I think I met
later.
I think I met you before, but yeah, later. Okay, later.
Bye.
I met you on your channel before. All right, later.
No, I mean like actually talking to you.
Yeah, actually talking. Okay.
I appreciate you joining. They're trying to find us. Bye.
What's going on, Tev?
Nothing really. So what are you been on about DC Comics universe? Yep.
Yeah. Man, I got a long list. I'll give you the short version. I'm not liking DC Comics right now. Like, I'm not reading. I think I'm just like dropping DC until whatever next era that they have planned. I'll jump back then. But right now, I'm not messing with it. Right now, it's just this era of DC Comics. As a DC fan, I am disappointed because it's too much stuff going on. Way too much stuff going on right now. And I get what they were trying to do, but at the same time, it was just okay. Now what? It's like, where do we go from here? It's like everything is like self-contained now, which is okay, but at the same time, what the hell is going on? That's my problem.
They should have stuck with how they did stuff with Rebirth. Rebirth was much more organized. It was much more organized. There wasn't 50 Batman books, apparently 50 Batman books or whatever like there is now.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on the overhaul of Bat stuff right now.
Yeah, I think it was Comics by Perch or somebody. I remember hearing something that apparently in the month of April there's going to be 47 different Batman books. Or Batman related books.
See, that's why I'm done. I'm right now. I'm just done with DC right now. Because now if you want the long version of why I'm not happy, here it is. Too many Bat books. That's reason number one. Honestly, way too many Bat books. Reason number two, as a Green Lantern fan, I am disgusted.
I was going to Green Lantern right now with the barrel got blown up again.
I'm freaking disgusted. I don't even know what's going on in that book anymore.
Yeah.
We
have new guys appearing up books for any reason, and then we have the Green Lantern from Far Sector. Wait, why is she even animated? I thought she was part of the Young Animal. I'm confused by that character.
Like, I have no idea what the hell is going on in that book anymore. The next thing, I know a lot of people are happy on the Superman front with Action Comics, which is fine. I haven't been reading it. I haven't been reading the World Wars. War Saga. Yeah, I haven't been reading it. I just lack of joy because of everything else that's been going on in DC Comics right now. But it's good to see that story is getting good rep. But I know Flash is doing well, which is fine.
Flash in a meeting. I love Flash.
Flash is doing well. Nightwing, it still hasn't grasped me yet. I just feel like I just have to drop the book because it just feels it feels boring for some reason. The Nightwing book just feels boring. And as for everything else, I was hyped for Batgirls until I saw a preview of issue 1 with that artwork. I'm like, nope. I'm not reading this. So cut myself a break with that, and just on top of that,
supposedly, I heard from a friend of mine. I heard from a friend of mine on Twitter who mentioned something that he watched a stream with, I think, some writer, some artist or whatever that was talking. It's at like DC or whatever, and they're talking. And supposedly a Tim book is in the works, a Tim ongoing or a new Tim ongoing.
Which one is ongoing is good because not disappointing like the Urban Legends book.
I mean, well,
okay, look. I'm on the fence with Tim Drake right now because after the whole stunt that they pulled with Urban Legends,
that was stupid.
I'm not even.
Well, if it makes you feel better, because I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I'm very mixed on that because they kept him. That's the thing. He was straight for such a long time. So like 20, we're talking like 20, 25,
30 like, years,
30 years. 30, at least 30 years old, because he was in the 90s. I think he was introduced.
He made in the 90s.
So long, and so just to do that out of nowhere was just like okay. But if it makes you feel better, I mean, it's something that I'm trying to hold on to as well. They've mainly kept it just in the Urban Legends book. They haven't addressed Tim and like Tim with his boyfriend. 1989. So we're talking
20 years,
30,
almost 25 years.
25 years.
Not 25, because 1989. So
I said almost 25 years.
Almost 25.
Okay, so 1989. So 2019 would be 30 years, and it's 2022 now. So he's 33 years.
Oh wow! So it was 30 years, just about. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. The reason why I'm just been on the fence about it because this is not a slam to anybody, that's in that community. I just feel that this is the same thing that happened with Iceman. You have a character that has a long history, and then you pull this up, and you're just like, pump the brakes. What the heck is going on here?
Well, that's the thing, and that was what I was mentioning earlier about the situation. I was mentioning that I've seen people when that was announced that Tim being by. I've seen people like, oh, we got our victory. Now let's like have them change Connor Kent and Connor.
Yeah, don't even get me started with that one. That
noise?
One was
yeah.
There's some noise in the background. What is that?
Sorry, it's at the electrician.
Oh, okay. Well, so like I've seen people like going and taking that as a victory. It's like now let's change Connor. Let's make Bart trans. Let's make Cass non-binary and do all of that. And it's like, and I flat out said, I don't care what anybody says about me. I flat out said they didn't deserve that win. They didn't deserve having going and making Tim bisexual and have it be canon ? Because it's only in Urban Legends. So ? So and making it canon, and it's like, and then they would take that as a win. It's like they didn't deserve that win. They didn't need they don't need that win. No
one wants that win. It's forced. And sorry to end it at real quick, but it's like 1 o'clock. I need some lunch. I'm starving. But as far as the Tim Drake is concerned, yeah, we talk about that at this point. Well, as far as I'm concerned, we'll come back to it in the future. But as the pieces themselves, the only issue I have on the fifth is to go with the credit event. That's the option we have left, and that credit event does have to come together and put the continuity. That's an I would fix. Also, DJ going normal, but I can have that.
But yeah, I say the continuity issue is definitely the biggest problem.
Before we end the stream, I was gonna ask if you're gonna do another one of these streams later. Do you think we could see if we could have the topic be about the state of Young Justice, the show as of right now?
I could probably do a stream at that. I think I'm doing that stream at that.
Right, well, I'll see if I can be here for that later. Let's just say,
not today. Obviously, I'll probably do it like maybe at the when the season comes back.
Let's just say I have words I need to say about Phantoms. Let's just say after Phantoms part 1, because of the first 13 episodes, I was so disappointed, especially the last few episodes and what they did to Zatanna.
A lot of people are.
I was livid. I did a video that was like It was a funny video. If y'all, I think Tevye, you've already seen it, right?
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, not livid, but I was really frustrated about that. And let's just say I have a Blu-ray copy of Young Justice Outsiders, and after seeing Phantoms, I'm gonna try my best today to go to my local comic shop. I'm trading in. I need that store credit, yo.
So I still like Phantom. I think in stories so far. I bet you. And I am happy to report I actually Damon Wayne and John in that show with that adorable. But
yeah.
Aside that, I think as far as I'm fan concerned, I'm very sure I can't wait to have it. I'm very excited. And very excited to have it next. And for the future, we'll see what happens in the future.
Dang, I feel like I came in at a bad time. I came in late, way too late. Shoot.
We could always see. We could see while we could always see that while Tevye's having lunch, you and me can talk about it, Blackwing, and then maybe Tevye can come back after lunch. What do you think, Tevye?
That could work if I keep the stream on. But,
Oh, I mean that's usually. I mean, I think his last time I did one, I was still talking with Nick after I think you have.
Yeah, I think I'm doing it off stream. I don't remember, but
okay.
Anyways, I should get to where I'm starting. Well, Blackwing, before we actually end, how would you fix DC as a whole? How would you fix their mistakes?
How would I fix it? How about stay away? I say stay away from the multiverse for a while. Don't even bring it up.
For me,
don't even bring it up anymore.
For me, it would be quit relaunching shit every 5 years because I mean, look at it this way: New 52 was 2011, Rebirth was 2016, Future State, whatever,
last year.
Last year,
every 5 years, and it's like I just want them to just find a stable thing.
On track.
That's what I said. They had something. They had a stable working thing with Rebirth, and they just ditched that.
Editorial stepped in with
that. Which failed.
Yeah, just the short version is stop relaunching and just stay the course. Just stay the course.
At the very least, they're not as bad as Marvel with it, because Marvel is like every year they relaunch.
Wait, that's not discussion for another day. I'll probably do a separate stream on that one because
you don't know how much it pains me. You don't know how much it pains me because even during when Marvel was doing all of this stuff with their like constant new number ones, they always left Daredevil alone. They never did constant new number ones with Daredevil, like every year.
If you ask me, I feel
kept the course, and then it pained me when I saw the thing, like, because Daredevil just got a new number one like last year. And then now, and it's the same team. That's the baffling thing. It's the same writer. It's still Chip Zdarsky, and it's still the artist from the previous run, and they're still doing the comic, but they're doing a new pointless new number one, which is just ridiculous.
It's getting stupid. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on my broadcast, sorry to end over here. Then join my G50 technology discussion. Sorry to end over here, but I need to learn starving. Don't worry, I'll probably do another stream not about this topic, I'll probably do another stream at the Million Phantoms. We'll make another stream about Marvel because what you think? DC, I think it could be cut up ahead. Marvel is kind of be even more a mess. Then again, to be fair, Marvel, they kind of sort of makes sense. It's kind of all over the place.
But, ain't this news? God, sorry to interrupt, Tevye. This just in. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League will be delayed till 2023.
Oh no.
Okay.
What about Gotham Knights? What about Gotham Knights though? Is that still coming out this year?
Nothing said on Gotham Knights, but for right now, Suicide Squad killed it. This is just reported from Bloomberg. Suicide Squad delayed till next year. Ain't that something?
Great. Wonderful. Yeah, I'll probably do a video about that after I eat lunch. Then I'll probably do a shout out. But anyway, I got caught. Thank you for joining my high pitchy technology discussion. I went to the Tristan newsstand and Robert from his channel. I'll probably put it in the description and join. Stay tuned for my next scan on something. Maybe on the Marvel stuff. I'll probably do a discussion on how to pick Marvel comics because that discussion I shared a long time ago. But thank you for joining us on Blackwing. Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on my YouTube channel, Blackwing2040. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch at Blackwing2040. And yeah, that's where you guys can find me.
Yep. Where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. Lately, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing on my channel. I just use it just to do video edits and stuff and whatnot. But I'll try to see if I join in your Marvel, you're talking about probably doing a similar stream, but talking about Marvel stuff. I might have a bit more to talk about because I have been reading a little bit more with Marvel. Because I've been reading, because that's the thing, I had been reading Daredevil, but then I stopped. But I was also reading Savage Avengers, and Savage Avengers was amazing. And I'm still reading, and I think it's still going. Strange Academy, is that one still going?
I think it's still going. I'm not sure. I haven't reading that book for.
I might have a bit more to talk with that though. But
yeah. Oh yeah, we never got to Titans Academy. People go with that. Damn it. Oh well, maybe we'll talk about no day because that book is a mess and makes no fucking sense.
Did they actually reveal who Red X was?
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
Nope. It was all BS. They did jagging shit. Like it all Dane you got the whole apocalypse. Me that future state BS and all caused by Dane, not by Red X. Even though Red X want to complete the team so it. Okay, no, that's bullshit. I'm doing that what I said. That's in John McCready. But that's not what I'm doing. I'll probably set up another video at the discussion video on Teen Academy. Eventually. Who knows? And thank you for joining us. And please you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Twitter, Google Plus. Most theory that Red X is Brick. Really?
Who's Brick?
The Green Arrow villain, that gangster.
Oh. Isn't he like super buff though?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he is.
That wouldn't make sense because Red X in the comic isn't like super buff.
There are two Red X's.
Oh.
See,
the Red X who's in Sky, and then the Red X who interchanged the Tank Academy. Okay. Even though that doesn't make sense. Why do I even Tank Academy? I'm so confused.
That's bizarre. Like, if you're gonna do Red X, just do one person because that was the case in the cartoon. That was the case in the 2003 cartoon after Robin, ditched the Red X identity, and someone stole the costume.
Yeah. Which that kind of having Tank Academy makes no sense. It's a clusterfuck of a country make a and it's garbage. Also, they get the Shazam book in that book. Finally, but that also
apparently Billy Batson's at Titans Academy in that one.
He was, but now he's with Black Adam Jr. The future state Black Adam went back in time to stop the future from happening, and then
Just stop right there. You don't need to go say less. Say less.
Yeah, my brain got my skull. It's such a mess. But anyways, yeah, time to on my advice. Skip it. Don't read it. Wait until the book gets to rewatch something.
Wasn't planning on reading it. Wasn't really planning on reading in the first place. I did try my best, but I don't think I got the first issue. I got the second issue where I wanted to make absolutely sure I got the first appearance of Red X in a comic, which I believe was the Teen Titans Future State issue 1, I believe. But for whatever reason, I think my my local comic shop, they didn't get. I guess they didn't get the issue, and I guess it was like really demanded, like really like everywhere else. So I don't think they got it in, but they did get in issue 2, and I think I already got it. But I really wanted that issue 1 though, because at least that would have been like the first appearance of him in a comic,
Yeah.
I only read the first issue. I said this feels like it should have been an X-Men book.
It is X-Men. They will be of X-Men 2079. Funny, it's stupid, and as I said before, they want you to change the Academy. Here's the fuck, DC. Why don't get me trying to Academy? What Damon Wayne Johnson during that school?
They gotta have him be Superman. Gotta have him be not just Superman, but they gotta have him be the gay Superman that's making all the headlines and shit.
You know something,
we were talking about that to
Tevia, I know you're like the only person I know that still rants about John Kent that he needs to be aged down to 11 years old. You're like the only person I know that still rants about it.
I get it. I mean, I didn't want to say anything about him before. I mean, I will say that with some of the topics that you do when you rant about stuff, I think that you need to just try to calm down a bit, you know. But anyways,
this is getting longer than we thought. It's like that rant. At this point, Trend Academy just need a reboot, but I don't give a damn about anymore. That book needs to go away and just bring up reboots and that. Reboots would make more sense. Trend Academy is a failure. It doesn't work. It needs to go away. But anyway, it ran over. But thank you for joining by Hard Bit on Units again. Sorry, we kind of went a little longer than we planned. We did, 10 plays. Putting back when you join me. Safety minus account on the mall stuff, which I probably would do another video on that. I like to make comment, Pikachu, comment boom, Michael Brand. Bianca, get myself in comics, and all the other commenters who made the chat actually a lot more interesting. Made it great. I love comments saying actually great. I'm going to join us. Safety minus account on mobile, and thank you, Tristan. Thank you all for joining us. Blackman, you join me, and Kristen, you join me, and take care. Safety minus account on mobile, and see you next time. See ya.
Bye. I guess